What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Tim Credeur with Ragin Fighting Championships. We have Ragin FC 2, June 14th, Father's Day weekend at the Cajundome in Lafayette, Louisiana. You can get tickets at raginfc.com. I am here with the always exciting Bradley Landry.
Sure.
Super excited to have you, man. Thanks. Bradley is going to be fighting Alex Mundell from Fight School out in Denham Springs. That should be a scrap. Alex showed some good stand-up in that fight with Steven, and also some good transitions and some good groundwork. What are you looking at, and what are you thinking when it comes to a fight with Alex on June 14th?
Yeah, man. I watched his fight with Steven. And yeah, he can scrap. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a banger. I think we're gonna go to war, and I think I'm gonna hit him a little bit harder than he wants to get hit, and that's just gonna be the way we're gonna finish that fight.
Oh, exciting! Bradley always brings an exciting fight to every show I've ever done, with a previous promotion and then with Ragin FC as well. He couldn't spell takedowns previous to his last fight. He didn't do no kind of wrestling, no Dagestan trips for Bradley. But he heard Damon Vincent, he said, talking some smack, so he decided to hit a bunch of takedowns. And your wrestling looked really good last fight.
Yes, sir. That was that interview with Chris Logan he was on. I seen that, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of the wrestling, so I put my whole game plan to that. And I knew the guy was long and stuff, so I figured I would take him down, and I got most of the fight handled with that.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you won most of the fight up until you forgot how to spell jiu-jitsu and got caught with a Kimura. Yeah. But other than that, it was a great performance. Excellent job. So, Father's Day weekend. What's that like for a dad? You have a bunch of beautiful kids. You're fighting. You're probably going to fight twice on Father's Day weekend. Once with your wife, which you'll lose, as I will. And then once you get a chance to have a real fight, you get to win. What's that like, though, with your kids coming to the fights and experiencing MMA with your kids and your wife and your family?
Man, we love it. We make it a family thing. My little girl is she's very, very full of energy, and I was kind of nervous about taking her to 2 fights ago. She came, and she was just screaming, and I have video of her just loving it. So, no matter what happens, they're there, and they're supporting me, and they are the reason that I am motivated to continue to go. I work all day. I take care of them, and I'm here to fight. So when we get out there, you know what I'm saying, they're on my mind the whole time, and I'm doing this for them too,
That's incredible. I've also recently started watching Bradley Landry's wife's Instagram. She does an Instagram about parenting and about raising kids and about taking care of this dude, and it's incredible. What do you know her Instagram handle?
Yes, sir. It's Fearlessly Running on Faith. She has Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. She'll have Lauren Landry. Lauren Landry, you can find her on any other way too.
Yeah. Lauren Landry's her name. Fearlessly Running on Faith. I started watching her Instagram. She's unbelievable. Incredible. Godly woman, takes care of her kids, takes care of her husband. Lauren, you're amazing. Thank you so much for taking care of Bradley. We appreciate it. Now I know why you fight so hard. Yes, you got to earn it, dog. You got to earn it. What's it like fighting in Lafayette? I know we've been to other shows. The energy's a little bit different. I think it's different in Lafayette for us, for you guys, because, you got Gladiators Youngsville, which is your home gym, but you just as well are trained out of Gladiators Lafayette and Head Kicks and Acadiana Jiu-Jitsu and all the other Gladiators Academy. So, but when you're fighting in Lafayette, the energy is, to me, seems crazy. What's it like when you're in there with the Lafayette community?
Yeah, man, it's wild. It's like nothing I've ever experienced. There's people I don't know, screaming, "Let's go, Bradley!" I'm like, how they know my name? I don't know, But it's something I've never. It's
probably Lauren Landry. That's why.
Yeah, and I love it. I love the energy. I feel like we have a good amount of people there. Everyone's in good spirit at bringing people together. We might be fighting, but we're still getting everybody there together. And that's always good, you know, to group people and have a good time like that. You know what I mean? I love every event that I've had for you. You know, I've had some in Mississippi and stuff. They were different, you know. I didn't have so much support, you know, but it's always fun, man. I love all of this. I love every part of it.
One crazy thing that I feel like even guys who come from like Texas or Mississippi or Arkansas or wherever, you know, for us, I don't know about you, but I grew up fighting. Like I was fighting, and I wasn't necessarily mad at the other guy. I was just fighting. And I felt like that in my fighting career. Like, I'm not mad at you. I think you're great. I'm going to try to beat you up right now. But that doesn't mean I hold a lot of angst and anger in my heart and hatred for you because we're fighting. I think a lot of people in the outside world kind of think fighters have to have all these negative and toxic emotions to be fighting someone. And, you know, I see guys come from other states and win or lose after their fight. They walk through the crowd and all the people from Acadiana are like, dude, it was so great. Thanks for coming. You're on there like, dude, these people are like, how are these people so nice to me? Everybody's so cool. I think Louisiana kind of is a tough place to come up. And we all kind of grew up fighting. We're not mad about it. We're trying to beat you up. But the culture is still Louisiana culture. And that culture is a culture of love and camaraderie and taking care of our neighbor. And just because we get in a fist fight, it don't change that, you know? Yeah. I definitely see that at fights. But watching you with your kids and your wife and stuff like that, you got a lot of that. Do you fight for a lot of that when you go out there? Do you carry a lot of that on your shoulders when you're fighting? Or do you just not have anything? I know some guys say, I don't think of nothing. Do you carry a lot of that stuff, that Louisiana stuff, and your family and all that in the cage?
Yeah, man. I definitely take my family in there with me. They're in my mind. I've proven for myself, but I'm also trying to prove to my kids that we can do what we want. You know, I started late in this, you know, doing this later than a lot of people, but I'm in there to win. You know, and yeah, I appreciate how it is in Louisiana. It's so the respect, you know, that we can still have is just, it's amazing. I you know, that's what I don't do this, you know, a lot of us are not, you're not mad. We just like to fight, you know.
That's all it is.
And that's really all it is.
Yeah, you know? I'm not even trying to hurt you that bad.
Yeah, I just want to win.
I'm trying to get a body shot out of here. Okay, one more thing. You've been in the room here at Gladiators for years, and in your time, you've seen a lot of high-level fighters come through these gyms. You know, elite-level UFC caliber kickboxers, coaches, world champion jiu-jitsu guys, and I don't think a lot of people would expect that in a place like Lafayette, Louisiana. I think the secret's out. Maybe they would, right? But what's that like as a fighter and an amateur coming up, seeing all that around you? And having Sasquatches coach you, and you got an amazing fighter with 30 fights as your head coach, wrestled in high school, in college, jiu-jitsu black belt, has had 30 fights. Dustin Poirier's in your gym. Your training partner is AJ Fletcher. You got Danger fighting in training, and next week he's on the fighting in the UFC on TV, and you're like, dude, just beat the crap out of me 2 weeks ago. What's that like as an amateur fighter with all that kind of in your community?
That's amazing, and I never thought that I would have been able to experience all of this, you know, when I first came in here at all. Yeah, man, I've gotten trained with a lot of good people, man. I'm learning a lot from the best people around, you know. And last fight, you know, I felt really good because I had been getting to see Dustin a lot in the gym and train with him, and I know he's been recognizing me. And he came meet me after, and you know, told me some stuff, and just that feeling there, you know, I've talked to Danger before. He set me up a fight for AKA, and yeah, man, I never would have expected any of that, but now that I'm getting deeper into this fight game, I'm starting to realize there's a lot of dogs over here. You know, there's a lot of guys who are really, really good, and they're going to a lot of places. I'm pretty much honored to be under you, Coach Eric, Coach Abe. You know, you three guys really do a lot for me too. I'm more than grateful for being a part of this gym. You know.
Well, I'm grateful just watching you fight. Hey, June 14th, Cajundome, Bradley Landry is going to be picking butts up off the seats again. This guy fights like a banshee. We're so excited. RaginFC.com. Come join us. Watch this dad put them hands on somebody. Father's Day weekend. Big props. Search Lauren Landry on TikTok or whatever. She's awesome. Super stoked to have you, bro. Thanks for trusting me. Thanks for being a part of Ragin' FC. We'll see y'all there.